everybody, it's Tara Bryan, and you are listening to the Course Building Secrets podcast. Whether you're a coach or a CEO, the success of your team and clients is based on your ability to deliver a consistent experience and guide them on the fastest path to results. This podcast will give you practical, real-life tips that you can use today to build your online experiences that get results and create raving fans. Why? So you can monetize your expertise and serve more people without adding more time or team to your business. If you're looking to uncover your $1 million framework, package it, and use it to scale, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. Hey everybody, and welcome to today's episode of the Course Building Secrets podcast. All right, well, you may be wondering where I have been. So I took the month of January off, and I did so intentionally. We have been doing some strategic planning, some new builds, and lots of different behind-the-scenes activities to help serve you better. So I am so excited to be back, as it is February. I can't believe it. And so in today's episode, I want to talk just briefly about what you need to do before you launch your online course or your online program. All right, so often when I'm working with people, they're just getting started. They're packaging their expertise. They're transforming their brick and mortar business to an online business. And one of the biggest things that I get is a lot of people who want to just put their course out there, call it a day, and start selling. And unfortunately, it's a little bit more complicated than that. So I want to break it down just slightly in terms of the things that you need before you get started or where you need to start. Because it's not so much about just recording videos and putting things in a platform. There's a lot of sort of behind the scenes things that happen first. And so this episode is going to dispel the myth that you can just like throw something together and put it out there. All right, so one of the things that we always encourage people to do is start figuring out what your expertise is, right? What is your proprietary framework, your signature methodology, whatever you want to call it, doesn't really matter. But what that means is you have an expertise, right? You either have something that you've been doing for a very long time, you've been helping people with, or you have something that you're super passionate about that maybe people have been asking you for, right? And so you want to package it into a signature program, either an online course, coaching, something where you're actually charging for your expertise, right? So here's the thing, is that we don't just put a bunch of information out there based on what your expertise is. What you need to do is look within your expertise to figure out what problem you can solve. If you can solve a problem that people are asking for, then you know you can have a viable solution. You have a viable product that you can sell. But here's the thing, is it's not just about putting your expertise out there. So it's not just like, I'm just going to give them a bunch of information, put it in a course, and people are going to buy it all day long. And that's not really how it works, right? So you have to be able to solve a problem, and it's a burning problem that people have. If it's not a burning problem, then you have to dig deeper within your expertise to find the problem. For example, I'm working with somebody right now, and she is well established. She has tons of authority in her space, and what she's doing in her brick and mortar business is very unique. However, she wants to create an online program to sort of support that. But the way that she's putting it together, the way that she was thinking about putting it together before she started working with us, is to just put all the information that she knows out there that somebody can take. And the question becomes like, so what, right? So you're super passionate about it, but how does that translate into somebody else being able to take action or getting a transformation? And you have to be very strategic, and you have to be very intentional about that. Otherwise, it's just a lot of information, and people can go to Google or anywhere else to get information, right? And so that's the very first thing that you need to do is, what's your proprietary framework? How do you help somebody solve their problem to get to a transformation or a result? Not about information, it's not about teaching, it's about that transformation. So that's the first thing. So work on that. really look deep within your expertise, what you're really excited about, and then the problems that you're helping people solve. You can do that. If you can identify that problem, then what you're going to do is you're going to say, okay, well, how does somebody solve the problem? What are the steps that they need to take to solve the problem? Then that is where the framework for your course starts to come to life, is in that piece. All right, now the second thing that you need to do is actually start spreading the message online or offline, however you're building your business, right? But you need to tell people about it, you need to test it, and you need to start attracting people in who want that problem solved. The biggest challenge that people have is they want to build the thing and then hope that people come. And what happens when you do hope marketing is nobody comes, right? So you don't want to build it before you have people who are ready to buy it. And so there's this dance that needs to happen where you need to start attracting people, building your list, and getting people in your world. Once you get them in your world, then you can start selling them into your solution. It's kind of like dating, right? You don't just call somebody on the phone or text them or do whatever, right? And say, hey, let's get together and go on a weekend together out of town, right? Like, it doesn't work that way. You have to maybe talk on the phone first. You maybe meet for coffee, and then you have dinner, and then you go to a movie or whatever, right? You progressively are spending more time with somebody, you're progressively gaining more and more of a commitment towards hanging out together. It's the same thing for your audience. You need to attract them. They need to be interested in what you have to offer, and then you need to sort of date them for a while, right? You need to nurture them by sending them emails or giving them content, different things like that. Once you do that, then people are ready to go and purchase from you. The caveat to that is if you find enough people who have a big problem that you're able to solve, you can sometimes shortcut that process. But most of the time, you have to start by building your authority and gaining visibility. Then and only then do you start actually producing the assets to create your online program. We recommend doing this as a live beta with real humans so you get that feedback, but sometimes that's not necessarily realistic because you have a full-time job or a full-time business that you're running, and so there are ways to get around that, but most of the time we recommend that you run through it once as a beta and then start to package it. So all of those things are happening before you go through a formal launch of putting it all out there and expecting to get lots and lots and lots of sales. And so this is the process that happens before you even do a formal launch. When you are ready to do a launch, a lot of the foundational pieces are put together, right? You have a platform, you have some funnels that are driving traffic in consistently to your site, right? To what you have to offer. And then when you start to sell your program, then you have buyers who are ready to go. That makes a much easier and more successful launch than starting from zero and going straight to launch without that warm-up process. For some people, this takes a very short period of time. For other people, it takes a longer period of time. So it just really depends on how established you are, how visible you are, and what kind of systems and foundations you have in place that help kind of drive that engine all the way through. So that is my course building tip for you today, is make sure when you start this game, one, you're being realistic about the time that it takes to get the ball rolling. Number two, make sure that you set yourself up for success by making sure that you're focused on the problem that you're solving and not the information that you want to give people. Most of the time in a conversation that I'm having, it's really looking at like you're an expert, so you're at like a level 10. Your person that you're helping is usually at like a level 2 or a 3. So if you look at that on a continuum, you need to teach to a 2 or a 3, not to a 10. 99% of my experts come in at a level 10 and want to teach to a level 10. And the problem is that they're not solving the right problem for their learner. They're solving something different. right? Or they want something different to happen. They want to create a transformation in the world before they can make a transformation in an individual. And so you've got to start with the individual. You've got to look at it from their perspective and what problem they're solving. And most of the time, it's a lot more simple than you anticipate. So go back, look at that, determine your proprietary framework, and then start building the blocks to make that happen. All right, there you go. That is my tip for today. If you are looking for help on this whole process, give me a call. In the show notes, you can grab my link. Let's jump on a call and talk through it, because one of the things that I am so passionate about is helping people shortcut this process, because it's painful if you don't. And what happens is you spend a lot of money and a lot of time putting something out there that may not convert. And the fastest path to success is really dialing in these front end pieces to make sure that you are successful on the back end. All right, there you go. Have a great day.
Hey everybody, are you a business owner ready to streamline and scale your business? Imagine solving the biggest business challenges with clarity, a strategy, and a clear plan. Hey, I'm Bryan, and I want to invite you to take the first step towards transforming your business with a free 30-minute discovery call. This call is an opportunity to discuss your goals, identify key challenges, and learn how my mentorship program can help you achieve the success you're aiming for. In just a half hour, we'll explore how you can scale your business by enhancing your authority strategy, engagement strategy, and retention strategy. You'll get personalized advice and a clear path forward. Ready to take the first step? Click on the link below that's in the show notes to book your free discovery call now. I hope to talk to you soon.